everybody here. Thank you for coming, by the way. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention, if you got anybody else that's interested in pursuing this, please reach out to them. This is the time of year that they need to get involved. I've had a couple of people this week have already said, "Hey, I really need you to help me achieve the next level of skiing and the next level of teaching and MA, and I've heard that you've done a really, really good job at this. I can't believe that's actually true, but sometimes it is. I think there's a nugget or two of every one of us in these groups. But if you have somebody that's interested in doing this, please steer them our way. I think it's really important. I'm probably going to go ahead and put a video together that's going to be kind of like a commercial, and that will kind of help steer us towards that way. By the way, I know that the camera's up here and I'm down here. I'm doing a little bit of a computer change today, so I'm working off of the new laptop. So, but anyway, um, just kind of as a taster before everybody gets involved. This video came across, comic came across my phone yesterday. I don't know if you guys know who Maria Bogner is. I don't know whether she's related to Bogner's skiing or not, but she's a World Cupper out of Germany. Um, Very, very, very clean skier. I like watching her turn. And, I mean, we run across these people all the time. She's still young. I think she's only like 19 years old and is kind of fresh and new to the World Cup, but she's a very, very technical skier. And anyway, it's very rare that we get to see a skier of this quality who who exhibits free skiing. You know what I mean? We don't get to see this very often. So, but it was, and the topic of the day was, hey, we're going to compare a skier who's going to be skiing in a couple of different ways. And this is a great example of how we change the dirt. In her case, she's skiing a very short turn. Most of the turns are very, very carved until there's a pitch change here. And then we watch as she changes how she makes the turn in order to control, I'm going to assume, the speed that she's going so that she doesn't go flying down the hill because, when we get faster and faster, then we got to move faster and faster. And she's trying to make sure that her turns are relatively the same all the way down. So it's a great example, like I said, of showing how the dirt changes. And Tom and I were kind of exploring what those changes were and how she's doing it differently. And I think what fundamental we kind of focus on, Tom, do you think?
It's not four F's, not left. It's well, it was a combination of rotation and angulation.
Like angulation, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we're really kind of focusing on how she was tipping the skis really, really early in the turn. That allows her to not only carve those things really early, but use as little rotation as possible until she gets to this point here, and then all of a sudden things change. What do you guys think? Am I full of it?
No, I like it. I'm in my head. I'm thinking, is she pivoting more? I see on when she gets on the steep, she goes more across the hill. She's spraying a lot more snow.
Mm.
And I can't tell if there's more of a pivot in there to make that happen to control her speed.
I think there's a pivot in every turn, but I'm going to say there's probably a pivot in every turn,
Yeah,
right?
but it seems more dramatic on the steep to
Yeah,
me.
when she gets to the steeps and it's like all of a sudden there's not as much focus on, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
pretty pivoty there, isn't it?
yeah,
I'd like to see the video continue because it does seem like the last couple turns, her speed starts to increase. Her
Yeah.
turn gets wider. So there is some acceleration that happened inevitably in that lower part of the steep. Even as she's trying to really control her speed, I feel like inevitably, I mean, I think we've all been there, right? You're trying
Yeah.
to control your speed, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, this is steeper. I'm going faster.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then she
she's
gets,
using her, she's really getting low. It feels like that angulation there is increased.
oh, she's very, very good at that. I mean, she's a World Cupper, right? So she's trying to figure out how to tip those skis as quickly as possible
It's
from a position of power.
very
But when she gets to here, she's like, okay, well, I got a choice. I can either try to rail it out like I've been doing up here, or I can go ahead and change how I'm going to do it. Because Scott kind of indicated there, look at all the snow that's flying
Yeah.
off of these skis, right? And you can see the pivot. Like that's a lot of pivot that's happening there, right? A
And
lot
she
of
gets her
pivot.
skis pointed more across the hill too, to help control
Yeah.
the speed.
Yeah. And I was talking to Tom that I think what she's doing is she gets to this point here and all of a sudden she goes, I'm going to go forward and I don't care whether my tails come around quicker or not. I'm going to let them come out so I can control my speed. And then she gets to this point and she's like, all right, that's over. I feel good now. So I'm going to go ahead and rail back out again.
Yeah.
It's a great video. I love how these things just kind of pop up when I need them to. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Guys excited to go ski?
Oh, yeah.
How's the East going right now?
Well,
had
we got
the-
64 degrees here in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
We had a very good skate session this morning.
You had a what?
Skating.
Oh, skating, yeah.
Skate
Yeah.
to ski.
Skate to ski. Oh, did you? You went one of the was it a PSI event?
No, we're just a bunch of started from Liberty and Whitetail.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
you go to a big snow?
No, we didn't get any snow.
Stowe is scheduled to be open the 22nd.
Stowe is the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I Winter Park is still the white trail of death. I think they only have one trail that's coming down. I think they're trying to concentrate more. I did notice they tried to throw some more snow. This morning it was 22 degrees. No, it was 30 degrees. It's supposed to be like somewhere between 19 and 22 this morning here. But by Wednesday, it's supposed to be back up to 60. Or I'm sorry, Tuesday is supposed to be back up by 60. And by Wednesday, it's supposed to be up to nearly 70. So
I think
so much for
Vermont's
that.
expecting snow later in this week. Yeah, Sugarbush is scheduled to open on the 22nd. And they say they've gotten about total of 10 inches so far this season, 4 inches most recently, but sure they're blowing it. I went by I went by Park City and they were blowing snow, just a coating on their trails.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
Killington is blowing away.
Yep.
Killington is good.
Yeah, they're all
I know
trying to
Jay
open.
Peak is supposed to get 15 inches or something like that in the next week or so.
Yeah, they got some snow earlier.
Mm-hmm. Way up there. I mean, that kind of northern track is what's going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, Killington, it has temperatures in the 20s, so they're going to
Yeah.
be able to blow snow.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Of course, the Alps got early snow this year, which means they probably won't get snow for the rest of the year.
Anyway, flying anywhere is kind of dicey right now.
Especially if you're you.
Yeah, well, as I said, if they deport me to Paris, I won't cry too much.
Oh, they wouldn't do that. They would deport you to somewhere like the Congo.
Well,
They don't deport to the nice countries. They deport to the other ones.
I thought they could deport me to my country of origin, in which
Yeah.
case,
South Sudan.
that's right. Just exactly where I want to be, in the middle of Darfur.
Exactly. So, all right. Hey, Katie, you're here. Good.
I almost
Let's see
didn't
who
make
else is
it
here.
back. I got stuck in the plane fiascos, but I made it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I was in San Francisco and they canceled my flight. So
you poor thing. I'd feel sorry for you, but I don't.
You know,
Don't know why they're doing
I'm
that.
showing a little sympathy and empathy.
I think that's over with.
Isn't that
We're
part
done
of
with it.
the people skills?
yeah.
Oh, people skills.
She's on
That's
you,
for-
Gum.
That's for other people. Those are called upper people skills. I'm sorry, what did you say, Alex?
She's on to you.
Usually I have a picture here.
All right. So anyway, did you guys watch this video very much? I kind of gave away the farm on that one, but I thought it
Good
was a
skiing.
very, very good video of kind of where we're going tonight. Tipping comes from the lower legs. She doesn't come up very much. It's more like the legs come underneath her, and then she tips as quickly as she can to get on edge. She does it pretty early. She does it with both legs simultaneously until she gets to this part. It's still simultaneous edging, but she's allowing the skis to pivot around, especially the tails, which means she's more forward and allows her to do that. That's my explanation of what she's doing. I don't have anybody else who would disagree with me on the call, so there we go. Oh, there she is. All right, Dion, this is your chance to say you're full of it.
What are you full of?
Okay, never mind.
I heard you say she's forward, which allows her to do that, but I don't know what she's allowed to do.
She's forward so she could tip her or pivot her tails more than her tips on these turns here, these 3 turns, when she gets to the steeper face.
I would buy that. I would need to see her from the side to confirm it, but that
I
is
would
most
too, but
likely.
I'm only judging from the ski performance parts and the fact that
I'm
the tails
guessing
move
from
more than
the
tips.
flexion and extension and how fast it happens,
Yep.
that she has moved so far forward at transition that she's put her pivot point in front of her toe piece.
Yeah. And it just shows exceptional skill, even from somebody who's like 19 or 20 years old. So, no, man. Thank you. All right, cool. But that's not the flavor of the day. The flavor of the day is our guy from Oxygen or Ozone. I'm sorry, Ozone. And we have various skiing. We have the, whoops, too far. Here's the 1 through 4 skiing. And he kind of layers these on top, and ignore the fact that he kind of stops on a couple of them to make sure that they all stay about the same size turn. But I think we could all agree by looking at these turns that they're all a little bit different. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah,
Yes.
I spent some time looking at these,
Yeah.
and the ones that I thought were the most different were 2 and 5.
Yeah, 2. Everybody loves 2. So here's 2. 2 is in the green, which is actually like 2018. So he wasn't quite as accomplished back then.
He's got a blocking pole plank going. You can really see it on his right. His pole bends.
Yeah.
Watch it right here. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. He's stabbing that polar bear, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's that causing him to do?
So it stops his rotation, so he can go the other way.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
cool.
pops up too much.
So where is 5? I gotta get to 5 here. Where is 5? Blah, blah, blah. He talked too much. I can't remember which one was 5. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4. So here's 5.
See his tails come off the snow?
Mm-hmm.
I make a case he's doing more short swing than short turns. Very pivoty.
Almost like a hop turn without a major hop.
Yeah. Look at the tails are off the snow.
It's
And they don't engage until the very end.
That's true.
No, man, this
He's got a very upward extension going on at the top of each turn. The other guy was moving his body downhill.
that way he's going.
Moving his
Yeah,
body
quick
downhill. The green
extension,
guy was?
right? On him.
Hmm?
They're both kind of up down skiers a little bit.
It's the same guy.
Isn't it the same guy?
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just demonstrating different ways of making short turns,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's
Now,
exactly
does he have different skis for each turn? Because what's the atomic, the radius?
Some of them are 12 meters, some of them are 25 meter, yeah.
It looks
But I
to me
don't
like
think that really.
Most of them are
focus
12
on that
meters. One of
too
them's
much.
21 because I looked at all of them and wrote it down. I thought there were more different ones, but number 4, skier number 4 is on 21 meters. The rest are all 12.
Yeah, but they're different skis.
Right, but they have the same radius.
Yeah.
so.
And
So
they
to
actually
me-
they're atomic S9. They're all atomic S9s.
Yep.
So to me, it looks like he's actually not engaging any edge until after the transit, until the shaping part of the turn.
Cool.
So it's almost like he's not really like. Would we consider that a short turn?
And he's getting short turns, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's turning, but it's
He's popping now.
yeah, it's almost like almost like right now. Okay, he's just sliding over, and then, I mean, it's a turn, but it's also almost like I mean, it's not a pivot slip, but it could be. You know, he's not that far as a pivot slip.
So we can almost, I mean, in that point that you're making, Rabbi, is that it, and this is what I really want to kind of stress at the very beginning, is there really a right or a wrong?
No.
Well, it's intent, right?
It's
what's
about
their
intent. I mean, we just literally watched a girl who's 19 years old, World Cupper, and when she transitioned to a steeper slope, her intent changed. And when her intent changed, so did her skiing. So it was less about moving down the hill or making arc to arc, and more about, hey, I need to control my speed here, or I'm just going to continue to accelerate until I die, right? And then about halfway down that slope, she goes, okay, I've had enough. I'm going to go ahead and go back to this carvy kind of turn. So every one of these is intentional. He's doing this intentionally. And I want to be careful about when we're doing what this exercise is we're trying to do. That was well spoken. What I want to do is make sure that we take the intent and we kind of set that aside. And we say, hey, we're not trying to judge whether this is good, bad, or indifferent. It's how he's executing it based on what he's trying to do. And we're going to look at it from the purely mechanical standpoint, and we're trying to add dirt to it, right? So yes, he's hard on the edges at the end of the turn, clearly in this turn right here. And then when we go over here to number 5, which I can't even remember where he's at. There's 2, 3, 4. Here's 5. All right. And 5 is again, that's even more so, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot more spray.
Right. And when we're on something that's incredibly steep, this might be what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the key is that we can't put value on this. We're only trying to figure out what he's doing differently. Because as soon as you try to put value on it, you're going to say, hey, that's not PSIA approved. And PSIA will say, well, it depends. And then you're going to be like, well, what, huh? Yep. Let's go back to number 5 here. Yeah. Right about there. So what is he doing differently here? And feel free to use a fundamental.
He's got a quick extension and a quick pivot.
Cool.
And
Where in the
he's
turn, Scott?
a quick extension at the beginning of the turn,
Mm-hmm.
and the pivot is right after the extension or in the process of the extension. And all his edge engagement is happening after the fall line.
Yep.
So it's a very fast rotation, short turn.
Where's the rotation coming from?
Oh, it's all in his feet and legs. I mean,
No,
there's a
it's
little bit
not.
upper body, but it's very quick
Scott?
feet and
No,
legs.
it's not.
What?
It is absolutely not his feet and legs. His main rotary force, he's got
So you're
some
telling me he's not turning his feet and legs quickly. That's what I heard you just say.
at the top of the turn. He's using a different method at the top than he's using at the bottom.
He's on waiting at the top.
He's unwaiting to release.
Look at his inside shoulder right there. And then watch, right? You can actually see his shoulder tilt down and into the turn. The top of the turn where that pivot occurs, that's not coming from his legs. It's helped along by what's happening in the upper body.
I don't see it.
And
Do you? You see
so
it?
can anybody explain that in more common terms? Besides Dion? Because
So
I think we see it. We see in what's going on.
Would that be initiated because of the block pole plant, like that arm
Keep
and that
going.
shoulder?
Keep going.
are-
Use that. Use that. Right? So what is that? What's the blocking pole plant causing?
His
Or allowing
shoulder
him to do?
to get
So
involved. Keep his,
are we talking about counter rotation?
No.
I mean, in terms of dirt, it helps him in terms of his pacing, his timing. But his shoulder's involved there when he blocks, right?
When he blocks, what does that cause his inside shoulder to do? The new inside shoulder. No, I'm sorry.
The new inside.
Yeah, the new inside shoulder. Yes.
So as he blocks with the right, the shoulder's down and that other shoulder lifts. I see it elevating up. So there's this extension of the body.
Yeah.
Or is that just because I'm noticing his
When he
leg
gets to
there?
right there, what happens to his shoulder?
Which one?
The one that's pole planted, right?
You're dropping
Yeah,
it.
that leads to me. That's what I said earlier. It's
So
almost like
it's-
when he blocks, it's like that shoulder leads.
He's taking his shoulder down the hill.
Yeah,
First.
leads the turn, right?
This one's more prominent. Watch what happens to shoulder. Bam. What happens to that arm? Which way is that arm going?
Goes back a
Well,
little,
going up,
backing out.
going in,
Back.
back.
And that
That's
would,
how
how does that help him create torque?
Oh, okay.
It's like winding up.
Yeah.
So
So
he's,
he's using the blocking pole plant to help him complete the sentence.
The rotation.
Create what? Whoop. Oh, sorry. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. There we go. No, not yet. There we go.
You're talking about anticipation?
Well, I mean, we could call it anticipation release all we want, but again, that's a moment in time. I hate that they put that in the technical manual, right? I think it's a great position to be in, but it's a moment in time. And it doesn't really explain what he's doing. I'm sorry, trying to do what he's doing here.
See, I call it a rebound turn because he's generating so much power off that hard edge.
And
it allows him to pivot quickly the other way.
okay, combine them together. Tell me. Work with me here.
All right, and I think I just said it the best that I could.
No, you can't. You can really expand on the fact that not only is he using this,
the blocking
combined
pole
with
plant,
this,
right?
How is that creating this?
Well, he's getting a lot of counter, a lot of potential energy in his hips so
There
that
we
he
go.
can rebound out of it and have that quick pivot.
So how does he rebound out of it? What happens when he rebounds?
He initiates this new turn.
Well, sure.
He rotates his femurs.
We've already explained it. Somebody else has already said something about it. So when he does this, all of a
Can't see.
sudden the release of the energy does what?
Flattens the ski.
Hey, Gumby, we don't see your
can't see your hands.
You see my hands?
Oh, we can.
I'm sorry. I got a camera down here and I'm going to switch cameras. This is driving me crazy. Yeah. So anyway,
Wasn't
it creating?
we're creating this and this, which are kind of they're rotationally opposed, right? So that when we
rebound or skis flat.
Rebound, or what's the other way we describe that?
Grip.
Release.
Extend.
Magnitude.
So when he extends, what happens?
He
The
changed.
skis are light and he's able to twist his legs.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Bam. He's there. Which way is his legs going?
Across the hill.
Well, sure, but which way is his legs going? They're going this way. And which way is his shoulder going to go?
Body.
His shoulder is going to go this way.
So he's square?
No, he's not square.
He is square, Gumby.
Well, he's square-ish. Yeah.
Shoulder follow the.
Right. Yeah.
You're saying the shoulders follow the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
His shoulders
There we
and his hips follow the turn. When he jabs his pole in, the skis keep going for a second, but the upper body stops moving. That's what creates the look of counter. It is not skied into by the legs turning under the body. It is by stopping the body. And
yes, and I agree. What I was trying to do there was deflect away from counter, because that's not what he's trying to create here.
it might be what he's trying to create, but
Well, he is, but he's trying to do
creating
it
it
this way.
He's creating it in dirt sense.
Yeah.
Really, really rapidly for one moment at the end of the turn. Right there. And then look, we're already square to our skis again.
Is he dropping that uphill arm? And that's what's causing it?
And it's not really causing it. He's intentionally doing it. Ooh, that's a really great one right there, right? Because when you stop it right there, it's like, oh, he got left behind.
He's back and inside. He's inclined for a second.
Yeah, because of the method that he's using to help him twist. He got left behind. He mistimed it.
Yep.
He's not moving his hips into the turn.
No.
Can you see how he's a little bit
Mm.
back there? It catches up.
Still square, still square, still square, still square, still square, still square, still square,
What?
still square.
So
Probably
but
that
I
one
think
is the most
what I wanna-
egregious square, but
yeah, what I want to illustrate there is that even though he's square, that's not the primary issue of his method of movement, right? I mean, whoop. I'm trying to find a spot here. Okay, let's go back to here. There's a guy who's in green, right? Let's go back to the guy in green. Because is it really remarkably different than what the guy in green is doing? Or the same guy in
No,
green?
it's pretty similar.
This is like less refined though, isn't it?
Yeah. He's pulling later.
It's like, so describe the difference between what you just watched and what's going on here. How is it different?
His greatest edging is occurring before he plants his pole.
Oops. Sorry.
I think the guy in the yellow gets more inclined.
His poles are longer.
Well, it was 2018. I mean, that was almost 7 years ago.
But I
Graphic
think
was back
the,
then,
the
right?
poles being that long is causing him to like really
His emphasis,
stand up taller and all that.
doesn't feel like he's planting his pole a little later.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's less refined. He's planting his pole a little later, and he's more.
I think he's a little more back too in this.
A little more back, and he's popping up too much.
I don't know about too much.
He's got a little more up down motion.
He's popping up a lot more, isn't he?
Yes.
I think the biggest issue is the intensity of the magnitude.
Cool.
Which is that's the same.
Okay, you spoke, so now you got to talk about it.
So in the first video, you can see he maintains that constant ski to snow interaction from turn to turn through all phases. You can see in the second video, his skis lighten at the top of each turn, and then as he goes from shaping to finish, the intensity increases and he achieves a higher edge angle at the bottom of the turn.
Well stated. Especially there, you could see it.
so Kelby, does skier 2 edge slower or faster than skier 5?
Well, I would say at the top of the turn, it's slower, and then at the bottom half, it's faster. Then in the first video, it's more consistent throughout the turn phases. Well,
What do you guys think?
I agree.
I think we should look at number 5 again and verify.
I think we will. Give me a second though, but I'm pretty inclined to agree, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5 at? Come on, 5. Show your ugly face. Of course, I'm not even there yet. There
the intensity at the top of the turn is different.
The intensity of what?
The edge angle, the flattening of the ski and the tipping of the ski, and the ski to snow contact with the inside ski.
I think 5's got a much more quiet upper body. I think there's less inclination and less upper body stability on the guy in the yellow.
This is like more deliberate, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the guy in the yellow, the skis come off. His inside ski, a transition, the skis actually come off the snow.
Do you want to amend anything, Kilby?
Well, you can see when he turns to the right,
Mhm.
he occasionally, I don't want to say makes a pizza pie, but
But he
that
does.
that inside ski is slower, and then when he turns to the left, the tips diverge.
Yeah, very good pickup. Yeah, we talked about that a ton in the old RMT group. That he doesn't quite manage his pressure the same from side to side.
Yeah, right there.
He's got a little A-frame going on.
Yeah, but which side?
I think he does it on both. It's not as big or consistent, but I think it happens both.
I think his most consistent side is actually going to his right. His left footers are more consistent than his right footers. And I think there's some argument that could be said. It depends on, again, it really comes down to intent, right? I mean, we could talk about this all day, but if he's trying to do something very specific, it would be foolish for me to start talking about his intent.
It's just every time as he just to start going the other way, he gets that little variation in his frame.
Which foot? Which foot is it?
It's the outside. He at the very end, right before he starts going the other way, the outside foot slides away a little bit more because the other one's starting to move first.
On his left footers or right footers?
Both.
No,
well, sure, but
he's consistently picking up his left foot when he turns his right, what, it's going to be right here. He's going to lift up his left foot
There
right
you
there.
saw it there a lot.
Keeps lifting it off the snow and it's diverging. I just get back. I get dyslexic on the left foot and right
And
foot.
now it's going that he did it there going the other way.
He's picking up his inside when his left leg's on the inside.
So what's the biggest clue that tells you a foot is moving first or being picked up?
Well, there's no edge engagement.
I would say the rotation of the inside foot, it's either diverging or making the A-frame.
How about if you couldn't see his feet?
Yeah, there's a space between his knees. See his knees come apart. Now they come back in together again. Now
Like
they're
right at transition, do you see how the space between his shins grows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really common to see skiers do this as they're turning, and a lot of times it finishes when they come together. And then they come apart at initiation. And sometimes shaping. But that's a cue for, I may have picked up my foot. It's definitely a cue for, I didn't manage my pressure from ski to ski.
Is that because he's not releasing the edge on the inside soon enough?
he might be lingering a little longer than he should.
I was going to say, I think it's a timing of his flexion of his new inside leg. I think he's a little late and a little slow. So that as he extends the uphill leg, the inside leg is still in the way. And it causes him to come up and over and around that inside leg. And so he kind of has to get it out of the way a little bit.
Is it because he's skiing with skis too close together, and maybe if they were slightly wider apart, he would have more room to maneuver?
I don't think it's where he started with his skis. That's the problem. This is an effect, not a cause.
Can we speak a little to ski on this one? Because with what you're talking about, Dion, because I know he's having
Well,
timing
Dion's not
issues.
allowed to answer your question. You're going to have to describe it to her first.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, my question is that I don't see, because of the way his tails are surfing and swinging, and there's such a quick rotation and a big grip at the bottom, but not a ton of edge engagement in the initiation and shaping phase. I don't really see that it's almost like the pressure doesn't get to the outside leg until it's too late. And then he does have to, the only way up and around is to pop up and unweight an inside foot to get around. So I don't see that he's
I
even
like
really
where
waiting.
you're going. How would that be different? How would you change that?
How would I change what I said or
Yeah,
described?
how would you make that better? I
That
love
I
where
don't
you're
see
going.
this,
I love where you're going.
I don't see that there's as he's starting the turn and into the initiation and shaping phase of the turns, there's no pressure. There's not really independent ski pressure. So there's not a ski to ski relationship where there's an outside foot having more pressure than the inside.
So right now he's got more pressure on what foot?
Inside. Oh, well, maybe outside. I don't know. Outside? I mean, it looks like he's,
You tell me.
oh,
I think he's on his outside.
well, yeah, he's getting to the outside ski when he's at the bottom of the turn.
Sure.
But I don't see enough we're talking about the legs going in and out, right? And we're talking about seeing the legs going in and out. So we know that there's a foot probably being lifted up. But my question is, I don't know how to describe that in terms of the fundamental of ski to ski pressure.
Well, which ski has got more bend on it than the other one?
The inside.
Or are they both bent about the same?
The inside.
Inside.
You're
You think the
seeing
inside
more
ski's
edge on
got more
the
bend?
inside than the outside.
Okay.
How
Why?
can you see that? I see the tips of the skis and everything else is covered with snow.
I'm looking at his ankle.
Is-
So I don't see there's an even ankle flexion there.
Okay.
Well, to me, the right knee has more flex than the left knee. So is he extending his left leg and bracing a little bit? And that's why the outside ski drifts apart and you get that gap between his knees. And then he kind of steps back in to bring that ski back in for the next turn.
I like the first part. I'm not sure I can connect the causational part with the second part. Yes, the outside leg is longer than the inside leg, right?
Right.
Okay. Which ski appears to have more snow coming off of it?
The outside ski.
Right. So it's probably the one that's bending more than the inside ski.
Yeah.
Right. But the question is, why is he using a giant extension at the top of the turn to transition from one side to the other? Is that what I'm getting from you, Katie?
Yes, and I was trying to relate it to the ski to ski issue that just looks off to me. And
I'm gonna say that they're probably 100% related. And you've kind of touched on the one point that's the commonality between this skier and the one in green. Is that because I can't say it. I'm not allowed to say it. You're gonna have to tell me why.
Hey, Gumby,
Mm,
can you put it at 228?
228.
See, now his knees are coming apart.
Hold on. I gotta find 228. 228. I'm not sure I can.
Hi, my mom.
it won't allow me to find 228. So
Okay,
you're gonna have to guide me to it.
that's right there.
All right here. Yeah.
No, go a little forward.
Yeah, it still gets worse, doesn't it?
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Mhm.
A
There
little
we go.
more, little more.
A little more.
Can you get me right there?
All right,
Nope.
cool.
Don't.
No, that's a good spot. I like it.
So does that help give Katie, did that spot help give you something to talk about at ski to ski pressure? Because he went.
Yeah, he's releasing. So as he's coming through the finish of the turn, it looks like he's starting into the new turn. There's pressure still on the uphill ski, and but he's stuck on the old inside ski. So as he comes around,
Old inside ski or old outside ski?
Outside.
so he's stuck on the old outside ski, but he's inclined. I don't know. I know it doesn't help me.
got
I don't
this.
know.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm trying to do. I just know
Okay.
there's a problem.
Hey,
Is there
cool.
a push off?
So right there,
Yeah, his tips
if you
diverge.
stood like that, which weight would your weight be more over? Your left leg or your right leg?
It's over my right leg.
Mhm.
No.
That's what I see. I know because
I
of the
think it's
hip.
the other leg.
So come
I think
forward
I'd be
just a little
over
bit
my
more.
left.
Right there, Gumby, freeze.
He's unweighting that left leg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's off the snow, so he's stuck on his old inside leg.
Is he?
So right there, I don't think he's unweighting his left leg. There's still snow spray coming off that left leg.
Okay.
I think he's unweighting his uphill leg. His head and shoulders are aligned to his left ski. He's kind of stacked over that left ski.
All right.
So what that does is he starts out at finish heavy on the outside, kind of gets stuck on it a little bit, moves to the new outside, but maybe not quite enough or at the appropriate rate for how fast he moves over and into the new turn. So those two rates don't line up for a PSIA turn about directing pressure to the outside ski.
Okay.
Why does that matter? He looks like he's getting down the hill just fine. If he had fat skis, it might matter a whole lot more because he'd probably do this one and get stuck because his feet keep doing this because he directs it to the outside, then directs it to the inside. And then at the very end of the turn, it gets back to the outside and the inside foot gets so light, it slides into the outside foot. So it gets so light, it loses all grip.
Yeah, there it's off the snow when he gets there. The
Yep,
tail.
right there is where he then has to kind of pick it up. But there's a moment there where he wouldn't have to pick up that foot if maybe we changed some rate.
Timing.
I would say if you change the rate at which he rotates his inside ski, his skis are going to stay aligned with each other, and then he'll be able to keep that consistent ski to snow contact and rotation of the feet separate from the upper body consistently.
Wait, can you say that again? Because we were just talking about pressure and now we're talking about rates of rotation on each leg.
I don't know if it's right. That's just what I'm seeing.
Oh, I don't know if I missed it. If that it might be
I
a
know.
late
This is,
unweight.
and I'm going to give it to you. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. This was one of the more difficult pieces for me to understand too. When he turns his ski sideways like this and he's got a high edge angle, which way is the pressure going?
Across the hill?
Across the hill?
He's
To the
pushing.
Well, it's
Remember,
Yeah.
the pressure is
pressure
down
is
the
stuff
fall
that you
line.
feel.
Yeah.
So which way is the pressure going?
Up into him?
Going back up into
centripetally.
it, right?
It's
Yeah.
pushing, yeah, it's pushing him back up the hill.
It's pushing him back up the hill. So when he gets to this position here, he has to resist all that stuff that came back at him. But he's doing it with a long leg. So what does that do to his release?
He's
Then
stuck.
It delays it.
He's stuck.
He's stuck.
It
Yeah.
delays it. It's stuck. He's like, oh crap, now I got to do something else. So he's kind of twisted already. And if we could actually see the top view, what do you think is happening to his skis? Rotationally.
The tails are washing out.
Well, the tails are washing out, sure, but what do you think rotationally is happening? We've seen this a million times, folks.
Right now, they're not rotating.
Well, one
It's
ski's rotating more than the
skidding.
other.
Oh, the
So they-
outside.
Converging.
They're converging, and then they diverge
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
because
Because
he got jammed, right? So he's at this point right now. He's like jammed, late, done. Pressure's coming back at me. What do I got to do? I got two choices. He can either extend against it, or I can release into it. Which one does he do?
Extends.
He extends against it because, push is a great thing to do in skiing, right?
Mm.
And that causes all this cascading problems to start to happen. And then it goes against him. He got to go up and over
Mm-hmm.
because his leg is still extended. It gets even more extended. Look at that. It's still extended. Bam. Now he's stuck. And he can't go back down until later.
Is that what you call the posting?
It's posting. Yeah. He's going up and over. Right. And we have some other examples. Unfortunately, this is pretty prominent in his skiing. And we may not have time. We'll probably pick two more and go over those together as a group. But this is a prominent piece in his skiing, is that he tends to kind of get jammed up at the end of the turn.
But I wonder if
But he's doing it deliberately here, right? This is like very deliberate. This is like bam, hockey stop. Uh-oh, stuff's coming back at me. Now I got to turn. So now I got to do something different to get those skis to come around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a combination of upper body rotation and a rotary push off.
I think he's losing a lot of time by going up and down. He stays more flexed. He would have more time to extend and work with the short long leg combination and the pressure and weight transfer.
I mean, we see it right here again. Bam. He's better on one side than the other, but that's still, man. He's like jam, 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 and he's stuck. And now he's got a long leg. And guess what? If you got a long leg, which way do you got to go? You got to move that way down the hill. And if that leg's in our way, we got to go over it, around it, all the other weirdnesses that we adopt in our skiing to make that happen.
Can I make a comment, please?
Yeah, please do.
The man at the end of this video who was doing the commentary had a very heavy accent. I didn't recognize it, but clearly he's of another country. I suspect
he's
these
Czech.
skiers
Yeah,
are of another
I agree
country.
with you. Yeah, he's got a very heavy accent.
Just today, something on Facebook showed up, and it was Interski from 23. The Austrians were doing their demo. And the man who was doing the commentary made a point of pointing out their up-down motion. These guys are not PSIA guys. These are guys who are, well, in the Interski, on
Mhm.
another team who maybe
Yes.
have another style, who
Oh, okay, beautiful. I'm glad you brought that up
who
because
we're
they
picking
do.
apart because we're PSIA. Maybe this guy's not.
No, he's not. He's 100% not. I mean, he is in the Arlberg region and he has a very Arlberg style. And the Arlberg style is a very a movement that goes up and down. However, what he's demonstrating here is only one of the 8 videos, and these are the probably the less desirable versions, if I could even say that out loud.
Or
Even though
how
that
about
they
just
all
the
have
more
purpose.
breaky versions?
This is the more breaky version. If you were in steep, ridiculously steep stuff, you would need to be doing this style.
Yeah,
Because it is. It's
like
almost
this
a hop
guy.
turn.
Yeah. But he has
Yeah.
other examples of styles that are more centered around this slope pitch. But this is the beauty of watching all of these different styles. I got to do it up here. All these different styles of skiing so that we can relate them back to each other. There is no right or wrong. We're not saying that this is right or wrong. We're just saying if we want to adopt this style of skiing, there are consequences that we have to overcome.
And if we want to do this kind of turn, we need to know when we're moving pressure from one ski to another, when we're rotating it, and when the edging occurs, if we want to make this turn. So if we wanted to do this, we need to be able to describe what we want the skis to do.
Cool.
Just because we're saying that he moves in and out from one foot to another, or that his edge engagement is late and it's intense, and that he's got a blocking pole plant and his shoulder gets tossed back,
Yeah, you can see.
that doesn't mean he's doing it wrong. That's what we would have to do in order to copy it.
100%. Again, we're not trying to put value on this. We're just explaining why these things are happening. Why is this happening?
Can I ask one more question?
Sure,
Something that you said about I pulled out the technical manual.
sure.
I was
Questions
looking,
are good. I like a distraction.
I was looking just at the at the physics section, and
Oh no. You're not going to bring science into this, are you?
well, I don't really understand this whole the whole, but there's the centripetal force, and then there's the inertia, the centrifugal force, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah. Centrifugal is pressure against us. Centrifugal is, or centripetal is pressure away. Is that right? One of
What's
those.
the other one?
Well, they call it like inertia, but
Yeah, centrifugal is away, and centripetal is towards.
Toward
Is that
the
how it
center.
works?
Yeah.
Well, one of
Centripetal.
those two. They balance each other out.
Centripetal pushes you out. Centrifugal is what turns your skis.
Yeah,
Oh.
centrifugal moves you in.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And
So this
you
is kind of
balance.
he's got a physics issue as well as a ski to ski thing.
Yeah, kind
Right?
of.
When
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
talking about, because Kelby had brought up the fifth fundamental, right? So we're talking about magnitude, but it is a physics issue that he's got going on.
yeah, it is. Well, both. Yeah.
Because so that kind of helped me understand in a weird way, relating it to what I was trying to explain with a ski to ski, because there's so much. So yes, now I see that he does have pressure at the bottom of the turn on the downhill or outside leg,
Sure.
but it's so much jamming him up into him because he's braked in a way to get on the edge at the bottom, that he's got to pop up, and he has then he's late applying weight to the new outside ski.
Yeah, because that stupid idea of whatever you do in your last turn affects what you're going to do in your next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of came together for me there. So thank you.
Yeah. So exactly. And as soon as somebody explained that to me at one point in time, I was like, oh, duh. That's what I've been doing in my own skiing because, I suck.
And if you want to hear more about it, PSI just posted a webinar that's going to be happening with, they're going to use body mechanics and physics and try it and explain it in more layman's terms for how skiing works.
Oh, that would be
I
good.
saw that on Instagram yesterday. And it's being taught by somebody who's a doctor in physical therapy.
No, that's no good. We can't
When
do
is that gonna take
that.
place?
I don't remember the date, Rebecca. You'll have to check the calendar.
Okay.
Is it a webinar you have to pay for?
I believe it's a webinar you got to pay for.
No. Well, we'll
All the
try
good
that.
ones you got to pay for.
Yeah,
Well,
well, it's $25, so
if you got to pay for it, doesn't make it a good one. If one of us actually gets to watch it, hopefully
Just
we can
record
share
it.
some insights. We can share some insights that we may have gotten from it. Because I like those things and I hate those things. So yes. All right. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. Let's do two others. Somebody give me a number between 1 and 8. That's not a 2 or a 5.
7.
7 and
3.
3. Cool. Let's look at 3 first. All right. 3 is after the guy in green. There's a guy in green. Oh, here we go. Because 3 is actually pretty good skiing. As I remember, 7 was pretty good skiing too.
How about instead of good skiing, more similar to the PSIA description?
Well, then we would have to go away.
Style.
Let me put it this way. It's better skiing. How about that?
Smoother skiing?
Or
More
more
effi-
desirable
more
skiing?
efficient.
Actually, all of these are pretty desirable.
Who
Here's
said smoother?
smoother. Uh-oh. If you say smoother, you're going to have to describe it.
Because I like what you said as far as contrasting to the two we just watched. This is definitely smoother, but why?
Okay, am I off? It seems there's more simultaneous edge change
Mhm.
and the countering is less intense.
Oh my God, if I have another beer, I'm going to die.
You're not going to die, Gumby. You're going to be drunk.
I would add to that,
We
that
came from a beer tasting.
He's not extending the same.
I would add to that, that he gets on his edges earlier, and there's more progressive in his edging. He's on them longer and there's more tipping. It happens slower than on the other ones that were very quick. So he's on the snow more. And,
So,
And
Scott, let's take that idea. You
Yeah.
said he gets on his edges sooner and a little
Yeah.
bit slower,
yeah,
and he's on them for more of the turn.
right.
What does that do to the feeling of pressure?
Well, it's going to spread the pressure out
Exactly.
through the turn, so he doesn't have as much of a peak at the end of the turn.
So it's
'Cause
going to make
he's
the
handling-
pressure less intense, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that really helps smooth things out.
Yeah, sure.
And it's because
Yes.
of his, what skill is really impacting it?
Side to side.
Rotation.
Scott said
Well,
it.
You did.
His
Come on,
edging.
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he is
and
edging
his
his skis is really impacting his overall
So it looks
management of his pressure.
right.
Now, is this
Just-
also because he doesn't seem to be extending? It's like he's retracting through the turns rather than the standing that he was doing
How
previously.
dare you compare him to the last guy?
I'm going to say he still extends, but what
Not
about the
as
rate
much.
of extension?
it's more gradual.
Yeah.
Because right there, he's still getting longer.
But the other one, he looked like he was almost standing.
But his edge change occurs when he's short.
Yeah.
It's more of an absorption retraction than the other one.
Mhm.
I agree. That's what makes it so
And he
smooth.
extends through the apex.
And
Here's where he's extended more.
Yeah.
Now it's
so
Yeah, right
And
there.
Probably the biggest difference is let's look at the rate of extension of the inside and the outside leg through transition. We know in the previous turns, he left the old outside leg really long and
Yeah.
then really had to extend the inside leg to go over it. Watch his outside leg here.
Quickly comes in transition,
His
quickly shortens.
his transition is smoother, and right here when he kind of shortens both legs simultaneously.
Does he shorten both legs simultaneously?
No.
He shortens his old outside faster than the old inside.
Because
The old
right there
inside's
they
already
match,
short.
right?
They
The
ma- what
inside leg's
the-
already
That's what I
short.
meant to say. They're matching at one point.
Yes, they are matching, but they don't both flex simultaneously.
Right.
He's doing this, and instead of having this one really long and then having to do up and over, he's short. He brings this one to match as he's extending this one. So
Mhm.
he's extending his old inside leg, his new outside leg. As he goes through transition, it just matches the flexion of his new inside leg.
Right, because that's where,
So those two rates end up matching up. So he ends up in a position where he can move from edge to edge without having to fling around.
over.
Is the one like remains flexed rather than in the previous video, it was extended a lot.
Yeah.
Now it remains flexed. That allows him to complete smoother
You can,
transition
there's
between
not
the
that
turns.
resistance.
Oh, it's much more.
He's moving with the pressure instead of resisting against it.
Right.
Yep.
Let me rephrase that. He's moving more with the pressure instead of resisting against it.
Oh.
It's not
And-
shoving him back up the hill.
For
And
sure.
inside leg retracts more.
Yeah.
Stays under.
Quicker, sooner, more.
Yep.
Right? Because when he gets to this position right here,
Yes, happening.
that's pressure on the outside ski. But as soon as he gets to this, what's the difference? Extend, extend, extend. What is he doing to the new outside ski or the old outside ski leg?
He's
making-
shortening it.
Flexing it.
He's shortening it, which allows him to transition to the new. And then he's automatically, as soon as he shortens one leg, he's going to the other leg. How quickly?
At the same time.
At the same time, simultaneously.
And he's using his inside ski to direct the turn.
Yeah, the inside ski is more directional control.
Well, and allows him to activate that inside ski too, where he wasn't able to activate it before because he was standing on it half the time.
Right.
And the time he wasn't
like where
standing
you're
on it,
going.
it was in the air.
Yeah. So that was number 3.
That's number 3. All right. What was the other one? Number 7?
7.
All right. Hold on. That was 3. I got to do this the old fashioned way because I didn't actually, I was going to come back and actually do, that's 3, 4. Is that 5? No, that's 5.
That's the one we worked on before.
Yeah. Here's 6.
Somewhere around 315.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
We were gonna do 7, right?
7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. What do you see?
is this him? 7. There's a 7. It says 7. All right. 1 right there. All right. Let's watch 7. Happened here. Is that 7? Yeah. Oh, differences are pretty subtle.
What's the first thing anybody notices?
I think he's more inclined. His hips are farther inside the turns.
Okay, so he gets more inside the turn. What about the rate of the turn as a whole?
It's more progressive. I mean, it's evenly even throughout the 3 phases.
We don't see a lot of snow spraying out from. Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's blocking the pole, blocking pole plan as much on number 7.
So if he's inclining, he's not edging as much.
Oh, I don't know if he's not edging as much.
Yeah,
He's edgy.
I think his turns are a little bit slower and longer.
But also, he's much more squat. He's not up and down. He's really staying pretty much at a kind of steady height, if you will.
Cool. How's it
in-
different?
Is
Describe
his
it.
rate, like his speed, not his rate of turn, but his speed, is he going faster?
It looks
Because
like
he's in farther inside the turn, he's got to be getting more. He must be managing more pressure because of speed. Is that why he's farther inside?
A good question.
You tell me.
Well, that's
No,
what
all you gotta do to
that's the
rephrase that
assumption
is,
I'm
I
going to
think
make
he's-
because he's got to manage more pressure,
How much edging he's doing now?
and
okay.
to do that he's got to get farther inside the turn to be able to manage it.
I'm
Is he
gonna
getting
add on to
farther
what
inside?
Scott.
So Scott, is he edging most at the apex?
No.
The inclination is allowing him to do that?
Yeah, he's pretty high at the apex, but I think I think he hedges his edge angle the highest after apex,
Just
but he's still
after.
got pretty high edge angles at apex.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's definitely smooth.
He's also on blue terrain, so he has an advantage right from the get-go.
What do you mean? Why would being on blue terrain be an advantage?
It is for me.
Why?
Well,
Because
just
he's
because
on more
there's a
mellow
level of
terrain.
yeah, it's easier terrain. There's a higher level of confidence. There's
Well, because
um,
he's on more mellow terrain, he has more time to actively steer that inside ski, so the skis can turn together and not diverge or converge.
I would say he also should have less pressure to manage because he's not, when he's going across the hill, he doesn't have as much gravity to fight against.
Yeah, that vector of gravity is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
So
what's he doing
normally,
differently? I mean, yeah, granted, I think this is easier snow too, but what is the shape of the turn doing differently than the last guy or all the other skiers that we've looked at?
He gets on his edges before he gets to the apex. He edges earlier. The timing is better in these turns.
Mm-hmm. Granted,
don't say better.
differently.
They're much
Sooner.
more symmetrically round. There isn't a more of a pivot or a kind of hockey stop at the end. This is really just going much more symmetrically round.
I think he's getting on a higher edge angle earlier and off the high edge angle earlier.
How?
Look at how he finishes his turn.
How is he doing that? Talk to me about the bucket.
By the way he flexes and extends his legs and
Oh, Scott, come on, man.
by
Killing
quickly
me.
transferring pressure from ski to ski.
God almighty. No. No. Come on. I mean, you did a great ski thing, right? You talked about the ski. He was off
Right.
on an edge and he's off an edge and it's really
By
quick. When,
tipping
where,
his
how?
skis, by tipping his skis earlier and more with better inclination and angulation to allow him to get a higher edge angle early and maintain that high edge angle.
How can I help you?
Yeah,
He's
you
using
can
his
help me
lower
all you
legs.
want because I need
He's
it.
using his lower legs when? Because he's tipping right here, right here, right here, right?
Right.
Oh, God dang it.
So he's tipping his lower legs early in the turn.
Right.
And he's untipping in them earlier, later in the turn.
So he's inclined right here, right? He's inclined.
Yeah.
Then what does he do differently?
Then he creates angles.
He creates angles, but before the fall line with what?
With his lower legs.
How?
By tipping his knees and ankles into the turn.
How?
He shortens the inside leg.
Nope. How?
He creates an angle with his upper body.
Sure. His upper body probably didn't turn his or angle as much as his lower body, but how?
We have
Something about his femurs.
Rotate.
Give me the
Rotating his
biomechanics.
femurs in his hips.
His what?
Rotating his femurs inside his hip sockets.
How?
By steering.
Pressure.
By
Use
using
your
his
hands.
abductors and
Show
adductors.
me. He's rotating his femurs in his hip sockets to allow him to tip what?
His legs.
His legs.
His
ankles.
lower legs.
Yeah.
All I needed to say, that's all I needed to hear.
Okay. He's rotating his femurs in his hip sockets to allow him to rotate or to tip his lower legs.
It allows him to rotate. That's the biomechanics of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now just
and
put
there
the
might be
dirt
some
back in.
ankles in there too, because I see some ankle action, especially on the inside leg.
Yeah.
Now put the dirt back in. Because you had it. The first description you put dirt in.
This is about the when and
Right.
how.
So at initiation, he's able to tip his lower legs early and progressively. So he gets a high edge angle early in the turn. He's able to maintain that through shaping and then reduce it earlier in the finish to start his next turn.
Early in the finish.
Early in the finish.
Earlier.
Finish the number.
I liked the early in the finish. That's
I like it.
perfect.
That's it. That yeah. Because the other one was a little bit later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why this looks so smooth is that his release is like way earlier.
Yeah.
Way earlier. Because we go back to 3, I'm afraid to, but if we go back to 3, you're going to find out he's hanging on later. Which is what we've been watching, right? When he hangs on later, all of a sudden all the weirdnesses start to pop out. This is more skiing as we like to think that we're going to be able to do. Or at least Dion does. I have no problem being a series of hockey stops.
You know that passing thing I want to do? I don't think the series of hockey stops is going to make it.
No, it's not. But, we can always go back to that. And this is more of a retraction style turn too, isn't it? Because both knees come up at the same time earlier in the turn before one starts to extend more. So both of them come up at the same amount. Well, not the same amount, not at the same time, but they come up and they level out before one starts to extend.
Before the new outside starts to extend.
Yes. Sorry. Wasn't specific enough. That's why I've got mom here. Cool. Any other comments? Anybody want to talk about rotation on this one?
Leg rotation.
Oh, Scott, you dug a hole already, baby. Let's see how bad we can bury you.
Oh, come
How is he
on.
rotating?
He's rotating his femurs and his hip sockets
Mm-hmm.
to allow him to rotate his legs.
Oh, you're killing me, man. Is he?
Yeah.
Scott, are these
there's-
skidded turns
No,
or are they carved turns?
they're carved.
So what does that make it? How does that make it different?
So in a carved turn, you're doing more, you're using the edges more to make the turn than you are rotation.
Cool. What's rotating the skis?
Oh, so the bend and the flex in the ski, the forces of the turn are causing the ski to turn.
Can you,
And
okay,
the
can
shape
you
of the
shorten
ski.
it to the last phrase?
Say that again?
Can you shorten it to the last phrase?
I don't remember what I
Skis
said.
are creating the turn.
The skis are creating the turn.
Yeah.
So one of two things is happening. Either you're creating the rotation or the skis are creating the rotation, or a little combination of both. But in this case, the skis are creating the rotation.
Okay.
So his legs do turn, but what's turning his legs? Is he consciously turning his legs to control the radius of the turn?
The skis are turning.
Yeah, the skis are, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. The skis
So
are
the
turning the legs.
So
The
the skis
skis
are
are
creating
turning
the
the legs.
So with the edging rotation, the skis are creating the steering.
Yes.
So is it because he's having a lot more ankle tipping?
You think? Maybe? I don't know. You tell me.
Pressure on the outside ski.
Could
No,
be pressure.
you know, he's practically
Weight.
you know, like his inside hip is much closer to the ground than all the other ones. So it's clear that his skis are tipped much higher. Certainly up to the apex.
So what does that spell about the thing you were just asking?
So I think it has to do with the ankles.
It could be ankles, but I think it's a chain of events, right?
Well, the ankles are connected to the knees that are connected to the
Sure. Yeah, but that whole action is allowing the skis to do what?
to get an edge.
Release.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on edge.
Yeah. So this is a little bit more of the appropriate amount, right? To create this performance. Again, I'm sorry. I fell into the same trap you guys have been falling into.
So
As opposed to the
Gumby,
last scooter, which was maybe less appropriate.
we're
ahead.
saying because he's carving turns, the skis are causing his femurs to turn in his hips.
Yes.
In a rotational sense. That's what's making
Right.
his feet, that's what's making the skis change direction.
Right.
He is still rotating his femurs to create those edge angles, right?
Right.
That move is the same.
Oh,
It's
you
just
want
whether your feet go with it or not.
But
You want
once
me to
they're
mess you up,
engaged,
Scott?
the skis are, that force from the skis is causing his legs to do the turning.
Yes.
So can we say that this is just more efficient and effective skiing than the previous ones?
For the situation he's in, yes. Would I want to do this in bumps? Probably.
Yeah, it's fun, Gumby.
I want to watch
Until
you do it
it's
in bumps,
not.
Gumby.
And I could mess you up, Scott. Maybe for another day we could start talking about rotational pressure. That would just
Yeah.
that would blow your mind completely open. But
I'm
maybe
sure. Doesn't take much to do that.
All right,
So
cool.
another
Let's go back to
comment
number.
regarding the man who spoke at the end of all of these videos.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
pointed out that these skiers were using different skis. And frankly, I didn't pay enough attention to that, but I'm wondering maybe the side cut of this guy's skis more narrow than somebody else, giving him an advantage.
I think somebody early on said that 7 of the 8 videos are on
Yeah,
Atomic S9s.
they put them right there.
Video
They show it. And there's
video 3 is the Atomic S9 fist ski with a 12-meter radius, just like video 7.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
on the same ski here.
The only one that's different is 4, and that's a 21-meter radius.
All right, let's go back to number 3 again. Was it 3?
Yep.
It was after this guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right after that guy.
Find a perfect spot here. There we go. All right. And let's see if we can. So how is this different than the, other than the terrain? How is this different than the number 7?
The longer extension.
Cool. Why?
Because the skier decided to
Because he decided
do
to.
that. Well,
That's priceless.
So,
Oh, I only got one question for you, Roman. Why? Why would he make that choice?
maybe in steeper terrain. It's
yeah.
Okay, so why would he make that choice? Well, he's in steeper terrain, so what difference does that make?
He's checking his speed.
Checking his feet?
Well, he's checking his speed.
Oh, checking his speed. So that results in what?
that he's able to pivot and kind of go like partially hike stop to control the speed.
Cool.
By flexing from coming from a longer extension, flexing harder, flexing with more force.
Oh God, give me some dirt, baby. Give me that dirt. Tell me. You're so close. So you got the flexion extension. Give me a pressure control thing.
So now his turns are shorter, and he needs to control the speed, and he is using well, he's maybe not either applying or using more pressure to through the apex of the turn.
Is he
He's to the in the
creating
end
more
of the
pressure?
turn, the end of the turn.
Is he creating more pressure, or is he dealing with more pressure?
He's dealing with more pressure by flexing more and pivoting.
Well, yeah, but what does the flexing do when he, it's great. I mean,
he's slowing down this way.
Sure, but how is he slowing down?
By
edge angle.
By edging and going more across the hill. Well, that's probably not.
No. Don't discourage you from that. More edge and more across the hill, right?
Yes.
Right, and that creates more or less pressure.
It creates, I guess. Well,
no, think about
he's applying more pressure, but he's
no, it does. It creates more pressure. So he's now got to deal with more pressure. So what does he do to deal with the pressure?
He applies opposite force.
Opposite force?
Yes, because the force coming toward him, and
that doesn't sound like a dirt.
He needs to press against it.
He absorbs the energy.
It, what's going to happen? Which way is it going to shove him?
Up the hill.
Up the hill. That's kind of like, is this the same kind of skiing we watched before though? where he was
No.
like, "Rah," and it was coming back at him and "Rah," coming back at him, right?
Yeah.
What's he doing differently? And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hint.
He's
This is
bracing.
very similar to number 7. Very similar to number 7. The difference is this is more on a blue slope and the other one is more on a green slope. So the
This says
forces
it's
are higher.
Mm.
so
His retraction turns are quicker,
Yes. So what does a retraction do?
absorbs the energy to keep his
Sure.
speed
And
check,
what else?
allows him to come off of his edges earlier and initiate the new turn earlier.
There we go.
That's timing.
That's the timing piece. Yes. He's doing it earlier. So when the pressure, as soon as he starts to feel the pressure coming back at him, he retracts and that allows him to flatten the skis so that he can move them to the other side before the forces start to shove him back up the hill. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, he gets a little late on a couple of them, but those are pretty freaking good turns.
so you're gonna kill me, Gumby. There
No,
is
I'm
a
not.
moment where he resists the pressure and that's where he's getting that little bit of braking from. He holds just a tiny bit, unlike in turn 7, where he very progressively does this kind of movement, kind of holds it for a second, and then retracts a little faster. But there's a little hold. You're right. He does have a little resist, but it's this long. And it's right there. And then his outside leg starts to retract. The tiny bit. Because you'll see that snow spray, and he kind of resists it, and then he comes and lets go. But he doesn't hold on as long as he did in like skier 2. Is that the green one, Gumby?
Yep.
Or skier 5. The first 2 we went, he held on to that resistance all the way through transition. Here he holds on for a split second, slows down a little bit, gets that speed check, and then lets go again.
Hey Chuck, is this where that guy Phil Smith was talking about displacement of snow?
Yeah. So the displacement of snow is what creates us to turn. So I call it grip. He calls it the displacement of snow, but it's all founded on the same principle, which is that ski snow interaction. The more we pressure, more we edge, and more we rotate against our direction of travel, the more pressure we feel. And that's that. And so we got to use snow to change our direction.
Are you guys talking about the video Tom Gelly shared?
Yeah. And
I do want to point
they
out one
just got
thing.
through talking about it. Before you say anything, they just got through talking about it twice. I don't know if you guys follow Ski Dad.
Yeah.
He just had a video out last week, and then he had another webinar or not webinar, but a talk with Tom Gelly about the exact same thing. So it's ironic that it's coming back around again. Same concept, but yes.
One of the things is the timing that Tom Gelly was talking about for the displacement of the snow. He was talking about trying to move that displacement more towards above the fall line. Not even in the fall line, but above the fall line, and have less displacement below the fall line. So you actually got your speed control from the top part of the turn so that you were balanced at the bottom part of the turn. So the timing of the displacement of the snow is something that matters as far as where you generate forces in the turn and your ability to manage those. I attempted very briefly to play with that at Winter Park. I then feared for my life and went back to doing railroad tracks because that way I didn't actually turn and die. Because Saturday was absolutely insane.
Why were you even on the snow
Because we did free lessons at 12, 1, and 2 as part of
Oh.
the pass holder lounge.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, I wanted to end on this. Going back to what are you doing? Going back to our no. World Cupper. And talk about the difference again. Because she exhibits two different kinds of skiing.
Yeah, those two turns that she makes on the steeper is kind of like the last guy we were looking at, right? She holds onto it a little bit to control the speed. You see the snow fly, and then she continues on.
Yeah, but she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to feel a little pressure and resist a little bit, just enough. She does it much, much more elegantly than he does, right?
Yeah.
The other point to notice is right here, you've got what kind of turn?
Mostly carved.
Those are pretty carved.
Yeah.
And then right here, what kind of turn?
More skidded.
Yeah, it becomes a blended turn. She exits the turn carved.
Yeah.
But she skids and pivots a little bit to get some speed control. That's called versatility and adaptability. That's what they're looking at when we go to assessment. The ability to come over a roll and either ski like Michaela and do shorts all the way down, or go, I don't know if I can hang on to that.
Oh, and
and add in some rotary.
They will try you. They'll have you go over a hump like this and see how your skiing changes.
So
Or
it's
they'll
okay
have
to
you go
skid a
down
bit when you do that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to control your speed because the
Yeah.
idea is to keep the cadence, and she keeps the cadence. She doesn't change the timing of the turn, how long the turn is and how wide it is. She changes the type of turn in order to stay within that parameter.
What did Jim like to say? As carved as possible.
Yeah.
So if you can't hang on to it, possible changes.
So if I'm doing short radius carves on Norwegian, it's okay for me to skid.
You're going to be skidding. If you're not,
You're
I
gonna
know,
have
that's-
some rotary.
The
Either
last
that or
thing
you're going to be going awfully fast.
you can't. You're not. The
So-
idea is not to go faster, faster, faster. No.
Right.
Think about where you put the rotary in the turn though.
Yeah.
Are you putting it at the top, putting it in the middle, putting it at the bottom? Do you enter on your edges and then become more blended? Or do you enter blended and leave on your edges?
That's a really good question.
Play with it.
Yeah, I think I'd want to play with it. Part of me says go in a little bit blended, because if I go in on my edges, I'm going to be picking up speed at the top, and I don't want to do that. So I think I want to go in a little more skidded so that I can end on more edge.
Try
That's
it
my
both
thought.
ways. Try it both
Yeah.
ways and try it in some different terrain.
Yeah.
And you might have to start like on a fairly mellow hill so that way you can actually figure out if you're entering blended or entering edged. Because if one way or the other is against your movement pattern, it will take a little bit to figure out.
Right. I like it.
Cool. I think this is spectacularly good skiing. Of course, I sent this to Kellen and he said, well, she needs to activate her inside leg more. And I'm like, sure, let me go over there and talk to her about that.
That's because Kellen sees himself and Kellen is trying to pass an assessment.
Kellen's got to, yeah, exactly. That's her intent's different, right? She's not interested in perfect skiing. She's interested in fast. And I need to be as fast as humanly possible, which means I need to be as carved as possible, except when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Except when I need to stivot.
Stivot or do some of this. I mean, this is acceptable when it's steep and stupid.
What do they call it when they put the slalom gates like ridiculously close together?
Yeah, they call them flushes and
like when they're like
delays,
this.
and they do all kinds of things on the steep sides. They never do them at the top. They always do them in the steeps.
Or all of a sudden you end up with holes that are like this far offset from each other.
Right.
And there's like 4 or 5 of them in a row.
Yeah, those are flushes.
Those are probably going to have some skid in them.
Yeah. Because it's not about the entrance it's about the exit on those. You have to be ready for the whatever, wherever. And there's usually a wide.
Before you finished one turn, you're starting the next.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yes? No? Did you guys get something out of this tonight?
Yeah, very much so. Thanks.
Cool. Feedback.
Be honest and brutal. We can take it.
We are not afraid.
I thought it was
Our
good.
feedback. This works both ways, right? We beat on you, you get to beat on us.
Otherwise, we never get any better and you got to put up with it longer.
Yeah. And we do it wrong for longer. So
I think it's good comparing two skiers. I think that's really helpful because you can see the differences. And you have to think about them differently. To your point, I know tonight was supposed to be a lot about dirt, and that's the only way you're going to differentiate these skiers.
Exactly. And so I think what we're going to do next week is we're going to do the same thing again, except I'm definitely going to utilize some breakout rooms, and I'm going to find some skiers that ski similarly, and I'll present them to you. And then you guys can talk about it as a group, as smaller groups. I think it's really, really important that you guys talk in these tiny little groups and come back and present your, whatever your synopsis is. So I will continue to want to do that. We didn't get a chance to do that, but the next thing I knew, I was looking down, it was already 8:01, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to kind of dive in and divide up a bunch of people and then have only 4 minutes to really talk about it. I think it's good to have about 10 to 15 minutes to talk about these different skiers. If you guys have suggestions, I really, really encourage you to bring them. If you got your own skiing on video, please submit it. I'm sure there's somebody that's just as terrible as you are. Probably me.
No, Gumby, I got you beat. I got an entirely new boot setup. I got you beat. I'm figuring out how to ski all over again. Making pizzas everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, please give us some feedback. Let us know what you guys want, what you guys feel like you're missing. We're trying to make this as important as humanly possible. Please encourage people to come. It's getting that kind of time of year. I mean, my God, it's already, the middle of November. Ski season's here for some of us.
Mm.
To the own. The
wish-
rest of us all have to
I'm
suffer
already in
silence.
training. I've already been trained on.
Some of us have to suffer in silence. Well, silence.
You're not silent.
No, I'm not. Silence is a rough term. We're all about you guys. So please let us know what you guys need, where you think we
And-
should be going, because we're going to kind of go back to that clinic format again and kind of start playing with some things. All right.
Hey guys, when I watch a skier, what am I comparing it to when I talk about what I want to change in somebody's skiing?
Picture I have in my head of ideal, but then more after all these discussions we've been having, more about what that skier wants to get better at. So it's, you kind of like compare it to the ideal that I like to see, but it has to be what their goals and objectives are.
So
Sure.
it's performance related, right?
Right.
So why do they even make us talk about the ideal?
I think for me, it gives me a picture in my head of what I think good skiing should look like. And if I have a picture of that, I have something to compare it to. That's my thought.
So I think you guys should think about that over the week because I have my answer. I don't know if it's the same as yours, but think about that and think about it because Scott immediately said after watching these, it has to match what that skier needs and wants, not just make everyone look the same. So if we're not all trying to make everyone look the same, why the ideal? What does the ideal show us? That's your question for next week.
And by the way, a hint, Scott, your ideal might not be the same as Katie's.
Yeah.
My ideal is probably not the same as Dion's.
Right.
Probably more similar, but
Hey,
I don't
I
like hip
saw a video
jumpers.
this week that I can put in the chat if people, I thought it was really helpful. It was from a PSIA examiner or coach or something in Western, and it does a really good job of, she actually creates upper body rotation and shows it and talks about it. Then she does hip rotation. She does rotation, edging. So if you guys want to see it, I'll put it in chat.
don't put it in the chat.
Okay.
Send me an email and I'll share it with everybody.
Okay, I'll send it
And
to you.
how dare you use somebody else other than this source?
I'll send it to you.
We're
And you
your
can
ride
decide
and
if it's
die,
good or not.
Scott. What are you doing?
What's that?
We're the ride and die. You can't go switching gangs.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
All right. We'll see you guys next week and have a great week. Reach out if you guys need anything. All right.
That was a very interesting, very helpful, and you know,
Good. Good. I'm glad you got something out of it. What was
like
it? What did you get out of it, Roman?
versatility. I like that term,
Versatility.
versatility, and so that I can adjust my skiing into different terrain, a different part of terrain. But that professional skier, was it the Winter Park?
No, she's Maria Bogner. She's a World Cup racer from Germany.
Okay, because I've been to the Winter Park twice in my life.
You need to come more. You'll become versatile and adaptable there. Because trees don't move and rocks hurt.
Well, next time I'll have the opportunity, I'll find you guys there.
All right, perfect. Yeah, definitely do reach out if you come out. All right.
All right, thanks.
All right. Have a great night.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.